Let's first look at the author element in a reference entry. To list authors, you'll include the author's last names, followed by a comma and the initials. Sometimes students will ask if they need to include 2 initials or just 1. It really depends on what the author has listed on the source itself. If the author in the original article is listing just the first initial, just list the first initial. If the author, like this second author, lists the first initial and the middle initial, then you'll list both, separated by a period and a space. Then note that when you have more than one author, you'll separate them with an ampersand instead of writing out the word "and." The other note to make about authors is that the authors will determine the order the entries appear in the reference list, as entries are organized alphabetically by the first author's last name. I also wanted to note here that in our entry, we'll use what's called a hanging indent. This means that this first line of the entry is flush left on the page, but the rest of the lines are indented 0.5 inches. Finally, I wanted to mention that students will sometimes ask which order they should list authors within the entry itself. For example, in this entry, should Kalima be listed as the first author instead of Oyo? The answer is no. Always list the authors in the order they are listed in the article itself. Particularly in the social sciences, the order authors are listed in publications has meaning for the contributions to the research, so it's important we maintain the order authors are listed in the source. The first author usually has had the most influence or done the most work for that particular publication, so we want to honor that authorial placement in our reference entry as well.